What's up, you guys? Welcome to round 3 of the District 14 Hare Scrambles series. This time we're at Dutch Sport Park in Bloomingdale, Michigan. You're gonna go racing here in just a few seconds. Did not get a great start. It's like 91 degrees today, so nothing about the bike was super happy. Kind of a crazy start. So we're just going to show you the first little bit of this first lap, just because it's so dusty that literally it's just a freight train of people putzing through the woods and everything, because no one can see. Yeah, that was an issue that I had at least a lot of the first lap, as you'll see right here. The bike kept flaming out and it did not want to restart. So you might be able to tell right now we're doing the blooper reel with the hot lap video. There wasn't enough chaos in this race to make a full video of a bloopers reel. So it just keeps flaming out and dying. So what I ended up doing is I was editing out all the little snippets of falls and everything else, and when I got to the end, there was only like 6 or 7 minutes of bloopers. So what we're gonna do is just go through the bloopers up to, I think lap 4 was my my hot lap. And so we're going to show you everything leading up to that. Then I think there's 1 or 2 bloopers after the 4th lap. So I'm just going to kind of show you everything at once and put it all in one video. So, you know, you'll only have one video to watch. There won't be a second one just for bloopers. So as you can see, you know, like I said, the track was super dusty. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say it was 90, 91 degrees today. The track was fun, but yeah, it was just so hard to see, and as usual with any dust, it's 10 times worse in person than it is on camera.
Come on, man! Let's go! Move over! Come on!
So you might have heard somebody in the background yelling at me. I don't know for sure, but I think that was Steve Russell yelling at me. In any case, right after that, I kind of pulled away. Again, I'm not positive who it was, so that guy on the side of the track there facing the wrong direction in a spot that's not even part of the track. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but you see a couple guys that kind of looked like they were trying to cut up that hill, and I don't know if there were some downed trees there or what, but it was not a good spot to try and cut the track. So this is towards the end of the 3rd lap, and I was just making some good passes. So this is going to lead into the 4th lap, which that'll be me showing you the whole 4th lap. So I'm just going to be quiet right now, let you guys watch the passes and the action, and go from there. For those of you who weren't here, and if you're wondering, you know, we're not really trying to clear any of these jumps. A, visibility was an issue, so it was dangerous, and B, a lot of the motocross track we're running backwards, so the jumps are not, I guess, graded properly to hit them backwards, you know, which can be super sketchy. So yeah, it was basically just hop over the jumps, don't try and clear them. So even though the lap coming up here is my fastest riding lap, overall, all my laps today, with exception of the last lap, were within like 15 seconds of each other. You'll see why. You know, even when I was riding faster, my lap times really weren't a whole lot better. But yeah, it was at least a consistent lap time day, but I should have been able to make up more time on certain laps. But you know, little things here and there jump out at you and cause problems. So I think that's David right there. And at Whiskey Creek, he and I were racing like the whole race, but where we were racing, it just wasn't the best footage, and so he came up to me before the race, was like, dude, we were racing the whole race together, and I wasn't in like anything except the one spot where it was like a domino effect. So yeah, I still don't have a lot of footage from this race, but that was it. So this section here was feeling really good. I loved this section. You know, it was still tight, but you could get a pretty decent flow other than a couple of these real sharp turns. Definitely with the heat of the day, the ground here got way more loose than I've ever seen it. You know, normally if you've ever run Dutch, seems like every time we race here, it rains for like a week leading up to the race, and the whole place is just a swamp. This is for sure the driest we've ever seen it, and it completely changed the dirt. You know, typically when it's wet, it's more like clay. It's slippery, it's heavy, it's just a torturous race. Now it's way more like sand, except the motocross track, which is rock hard. It's like trying to ride on an ice skating rink. Traction was not something anyone was getting on the motocross track. Real easy on this hill right here. First time I went over it, it almost threw me right over the bars, and it was kind of loose, deep sand right at the top of it too. So, yeah, you had to be super careful, or you could go right over the bars easy. This race was definitely a race of endurance more than speed. If you were able to be fast and have endurance, then you were doing pretty good. I'll tell you guys right now, I ended up quitting after 5 laps. You'll see why, but basically the heat started getting to me. I started making some pretty significant mistakes, and I decided to end my day before I ended up going to the hospital. That didn't work out for my B-class season. You know, I was really hoping to finish every race this season, but I did do enough laps to get counted as completing the race. I just didn't run as many laps as I could and should have. Overall, I finished, I believe it was 14th out of 16 today. So about 10 less riders than we've seen the last 2 rounds in our class. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't regret the decision I made, other than I probably would have finished inside the top 10, possibly 7th or 8th. For sure would have been my best finish in the B class, which would have been cool, but whatever. That log there, it was a lot bigger than it looked on camera, and I did not personally see anybody doing it, but I heard a lot of people complaining that people that were either too scared to go over that log or couldn't do it were just skipping that corner, or skipping across there and just coming straight across to this section. So, you know, one of the issues with running a track that has a smaller section of property outside the motocross track like Dutch, you know, there's definitely opportunities for people to cheat if they want to. So, there's that. Definitely see lots of people out in the woods, just sitting in the shade, trying to cool down. Yeah, everything about this race was brutal. It was not what I think anyone would consider a fun race. The track, as usual, was good. Had we had a little bit of rain and, you know, probably 10 or 15 degree cooler weather, would have been awesome.
Thank you.
Definitely some pretty good elevation changes on this property. I've only run here one time, and I believe it was 2 years ago, which again it was a super swampy mess. You know, in those conditions, those hill climbs can be a real challenge. Today, though, no real issues with them. You know, they're pretty steep, but they're not long hill climbs. So as long as you keep your momentum, it's not a problem. just barely tucked the front end there and sent me right into a tree. And that one did hurt. It was that was not an easy fall.
That one hurt.
So I thought this guy was a fast guy. And as soon as I let him go, I was like, what the heck? Why did I do that? I was still trying to catch my breath a little bit, but I was like, yeah, I'm definitely faster than him anyway, so I'll take that spot back, thanks.
Come on, man! Dude!
The downside to the whole day, every time that you get to an open spot where you should be able to go fast and rip it, you can't because it's so dusty you can't see. This spot here, I was surprised no one cut straight across there. I definitely expected people to, just because it was just that little jog into the woods and then turn. But I'm glad no one did, because that would have caused a lot of problems. That's how slippery that was. No gas at all. Back end still tried to come out on me. They watered that jump all day. Not sure why, but that was the only spot on the track that wasn't dusty. And those whoops were really hard to hit right, but I still had fun on those the whole day. Okay, so that was the full fourth lap. This is the fifth lap going into that wood section right after the start. So again, I was feeling pretty good through here, and then it all falls apart. And that was a really hard hit. I haven't even looked at my forks yet. I don't know if I screwed the forks up with that impact or not. Just kind of pick the bike up, get out of the way a little bit, and I took a couple-minute breather right here, and then I pulled out onto the, a little bit further, pulled out onto the motocross track and sat there for a minute. And Steve Russell had gone by, and he was worried that he had fallen or something shortly after that, and thought that I was going to get him on the blooper reel. But after that hit, I was not in any shape to try and keep up. So I was just kind of nursing myself around, so I did not catch Steve on video. But here's another guy up in there. I don't know why people kept trying to go up in there, but you could tell by the way the grass was all beaten down. People had been trying to make that move. Clearly it wasn't working for them. So yeah, I don't know what was the plan was there, but this is going to be the end of the video, so I hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. But yeah, this right here, watch these rocks and this little zigzag. I deflect off of one of them, and it throws me right into the tree. It came right into my helmet and scratched my face. Luckily, it didn't go through my cheek, but it wasn't cool. That was when I decided, okay, we're calling it a day for sure. So, yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, and go ahead and like and subscribe if you'd like to, and we will see you at Valley in another roughly week and a half, Father's Day. Be there. Thanks again for watching.